Today I'm going to do something on this channel that we've never done before. Rant. I know this is going to be extremely controversial and offensive, and I'm going to be alienating my friends and family, and that it's arrogant and egotistical to think that my way of doing things is better. But I can't keep quiet about it. Even if I'm the only voice in an ocean of advertisers and salesmen and bankers and politicians telling her differently, I have to do it. We talked about Jackie first in our How to Buy a Used Car Without Getting Ripped Off video, and I thought she was getting it. Things were going well, but long story short, she test drove a $50,000 Ford Explorer SUV and fell in love. And luckily I was able to talk her off a ledge, but she still thinks she needs, wants, and deserves a $15,000 SUV. Here's the problem. She's only got $2,000 saved up. And most people would think that $2,000 is a respectable down payment on a $15,000 car. She can afford the $250 a month payments. That's where we differ. Afford. It's a word that we've adulterated to the point that we can't even recognize it. It's a verb meaning having enough money to pay for something. Jackie, do you have enough money to pay for that CRV? No. Then you can't afford it. Here's the reality. I think car loans are the single most devastating burden you can put on your finances, even more than credit cards and student loans. Here's why. They're not only accepted, they're expected. People aren't proud of their credit card debt, but for some reason we can't imagine a way of getting around without financing a car. You've got to work pretty hard to rack up $30,000 in credit card debt, but you could go sign a $30,000 car note tomorrow. Here's what you're doing when you sign up for a car loan. You're saying, not only do I want to spend all of my money on a way to get around town, I want to spend way more than all of my money just on a way to get around town. In 5 years, it's my hope that I can have no money. But it gets worse than that. You're not gonna have no money in 5 years, you're gonna have no money forever, because you're gonna keep trading that car in. You buy a car for a little money down and finance the rest. Your payment is $300 or $400 a month. And then that new car smell wears off in a couple of months, and within a couple of years, there's dings on the doors and things start to rattle, and the leather on the center console is starting to wear off, and you think, this is a pretty crappy car, but you're still paying $400 a month for it. That's when the dealer tells you you can trade it in and keep your payments the same. And you think, why would I drive a shitty car around for $400 a month when I can have a new, nicer car? This is the problem with cars, car loans, and thinking about how much things cost per month. You're basically signing up to never get ahead. But what about independence? Jackie's getting around right now getting rides from friends and family to get to work. Surely everyone is guaranteed some degree of independence and mobility, right? I don't disagree, but the threshold for independence is not $15,000. How's this for independence? You're a slave to debt, meaning every month that car payment hangs over your head like a pitiless ruler. At the end of every month, you wonder if there's ever gonna be enough, and it's this dull anxiety that just goes on and you just learn to cope with. But what about security? I need a reliable way to get to work. What if I get fired for not showing up? So you're saying that just in case your car breaks down, and just in case you can't find another way there, and just in case you get fired because of it, you need to go out and buy a $15,000 car? Just in case? You can get a flat tire in a brand new car just as easily as a beater. Here's some security. Put some freaking money in your bank account so that losing your job is only a minor setback. You say you can't afford it, but you can afford this car? There's only one way to break the cycle. You have to pay cash for your cars, and it's going to be hard and it's going to be embarrassing. But it may be the single most important financial decision you make. Imagine paying cash for your cars and then having what you would spend every month on a car payment available to invest. Here's what it takes. You've got to scrimp and save $2,000 to $3,000 to get a semi-reliable vehicle to get around. And yes, they exist at that price. But you don't have experience with cars, you say. Well, then pay for experience. Take it to a mechanic and have them inspect it. But I don't have a mechanic. Well, pay 2 random mechanics to inspect this car to make sure you're getting a good deal. Yes, I'm suggesting that going to 2 random mechanics and forking out $200 to $400 for an inspection is more financially responsible than going out and buying a newer car with a loan. Then start paying yourself a car payment of $400 a month and keep that up for a year. And at the end of that year, you'll have $5,000 to $7,000 that you can spend on a decent car. Keep that up, and in less than 2 years, you'll be paying for a $10,000 car cash, free and clear. But remember, Jackie, the embarrassment and worry about whether or not your car is gonna start in the morning is only temporary. The alternative is to worry about where next month's payments are gonna come from for the rest of your life. Do whatever you have to do, get your head on straight, and start saving $400 or $500 a month to put towards a car. And don't tell me you can't afford it, because you are just about to go out and sign a piece of paper legally binding you saying that you can. And this is a challenge to you. Bring us along for the ride. Let's make a case study out of this. We'll do a video series of you buying a beater car with the money that you have now and then saving up for something nicer. And you can either prove me right or you can prove me wrong, but we'll all get to watch and see. That's a challenge. Call me if you accept.